It's funny. The media the media, we all know this with politics. The media is all leaning left or right. There's nobody in the middle with politics. And there's a lot of agendas in the media. But one of the things the media does is they fall in love. Like you're the person of the moment. Like every 2 years, it's a new funniest person in the world. Like every 2 years. It's not like Letterman or Mike Myers or Jim Carrey or Norm Macdonald get less funny. The media just decides this person, Amy Schumer, is the funniest person in the world. I like Amy Schumer. I don't think she's as brilliant as Tina Fey, but I like Amy Schumer. The media loves Anderson Cooper. Yes, he's handsome. He doesn't get ratings on anything. He's really nice. He did a good job at the debate. But the media just doesn't like Bill O'Reilly or Megyn Kelly as much because they're on Fox and it's conservative. Those are television stars. Anderson Cooper is a really nice guy who can host a debate and host a show. Doesn't galvanize America. Doesn't polarize America. Kevin Hart's funny. He's not Eddie Murphy. But for about 2 years, the media is they go crazy. And I've seen this with Tom Thibodeau, the coach of the Chicago Bulls. I think he's a terrific defensive head coach, but you got to win a few series. You got a very deep roster. Offensively, you wear guys out. The media falls in love with people, and it's not that they're not talented, but the media elevates them to a place of transcendency, and they're not. There are very few A's in the world and very few D's and F's. Most of us are B's and C's. And for a couple of years, Pete Carroll had this halo around him, and I wrote about this, and I should say this in my second book, which is out, called Raw. I know that was such a bad, unnecessary promotion. The book is called Raw, Amazon.com. But in the book, I write my longest chapter about Pete Carroll. I like Pete Carroll. But he wins a Super Bowl, and suddenly that's the way you've got to coach. You got to be pro players. Can you give me a little honesty or balance with the narrative? For 2-3 years, there was this, the way Pete coaches is the way you've got to coach. Let's go back and be completely factual on Pete Carroll. He'd been fired twice in the NFL. He gets hired by USC, and the fans and the boosters and the media ripped USC for the hire. He does revamp the program, deserves credit. But then Chip Kelly and Jim Harbaugh get into the conference, and they start blasting him. And, oh, by the way, he cheated, allegedly. Then he goes to the NFL. They're 7-9 and 7-9 in Seattle. He trades draft picks for Charlie Whitehurst. They spend a ton on Matt Flynn. He's 7-9, 7-9. Suddenly the division's the best in football. He didn't have a quarterback. Third round, they get Russell Wilson. Now they go 11-5, 13-3, win a Super Bowl. Gets credit. The following year, they get to the Super Bowl. And a very, very debatable play call takes a win from a loss. And this year, they're one lousy officiating call from 1-5. Fired twice, wins at college for a while, ends badly, starts slowly in Seattle, has a burst. But again now, have you seen, they have been outscored in the last 3 games, 37-3 in the fourth. They are a mess late in games. They are a mess in the fourth quarter. And generally speaking, well-coached teams are really good in the fourth. Green Bay tends to be pretty good in the fourth. New England's pretty good in the fourth. Harbaugh's team's generally pretty good late in games. They've won a lot of games late. So I think with Pete, and I like Pete. I really do. I think he's a really good coach. But sometimes there's this halo effect, and I just watch Seattle, and I'm like, can you give me a little, can somebody give, Amy Schumer's funny. She ain't Tina Fey. Anderson Cooper's good. He's not Megyn Kelly on TV. He's not. She's better. She pops. He doesn't pop.